Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. Shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today? Where I had to disappoint you if you don't like these, some of these episodes, but I am going to be painting my nails in this episode. It's been actually quite a long time since I painted them. I think since a holiday I haven't actually painted them since. Usually I like to give a little bit of a break in between, just so like I'm not constantly I don't know if it's actually bad necessarily to have your nails constantly painted, but it doesn't... Ooh, I nearly just knocked them all off. Feel great sometimes. Good evening, everyone. Or doesn't feel like it's great for my nails. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 11:21 PM on Thursday, September 19th, 2024. So yeah, I haven't actually got any new colours yet today or something, which is crazy because there was at one point, I can't remember, I was in a Boots and I was like, oh, I should get some nail colours, but I was like, I don't have any nail colours which I need to buy, and now I'm sitting here when I'm like, oh, I want to paint my nails like brown and like a mint green, mint choc chip to match a bag, and I was like, I don't have a brown, so I'm doing 4 green, 1 black probably instead. At least that's a plan so far. We've not yet started, so we'll sit down over here and I'll think about what to talk about. It's quite difficult when I don't have a holiday to talk about anymore. I can't remember what I did last time to have my phone as a sort of like spotlight on my nails. I guess I'll use my water bottle for it. You know what I can talk about? I can talk about the fact I have pierced my ears. I mean, it's not something I've spoken about huge amounts before, but I haven't actually, like, for the 27 years now that I've been alive, never actually pierced my ears, which is crazy because I definitely wanted to a lot when I was younger. You might be like, oh, gender norms and all that. I'm like, no, not even that. Like, I remember meeting a guy when I was like, I was very young, like 7 or something. He had his ears pierced, and he had like 1 earring, and I was like, that's like the coolest thing I've ever seen. But I don't know. I was never much of a willful self-expressionist, so I suppose I never really went out of a way to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go get my ears pierced. But it's been like a very long time coming, you know, where I've been like for multiple years now. I should get my ears pierced because I mean, I say this all the time, I like fashion and that sort of thing, but one part of fashion which I definitely don't participate much in is accessorizing. Like, I don't really wear bracelets or bangles or rings or anything like that, which is mainly because I don't own many in the first place, and I guess part of me is also like, I feel it a bit of a nuisance to wear them a lot of the time, mainly because I want to wear them in such a way that they will fit whatever I'm wearing, rather than just sort of wearing willy-nilly. But of course you need a rather expensive catalogue for that in the first place, but because I don't wear them, I don't buy them. So it's definitely a bit of like a self-fulfilling prophecy, I'm sure. But, you know, it's getting a bit better. I've started to expand my the stuff I have, which is always good. Well, I think it's good. And the things I own. So, yeah. And I talked about it a bit on when I was doing the holiday talks, but at like one point we went to like a craft store and they had like these really cute earrings, and I was like, oh, I would so buy these earrings if I had my ears pierced. Like the way I describe them is they're like these little like ring egg-shaped earrings or something, but they have like little cats in them. Mind you, I don't know if actually they're the right sort of metal for my ears or anything like that, so who knows if it would cause a horrible reaction or something. I hope not, but still, hopefully like whoever created it did it with like some medical grade metal. I don't know, was it like, you're not meant to have like nickel in your earrings, right? Because that's like quite a common allergen. Anyway, not the point. I hope you can hear me properly because I'm not really talking directly into my mic because I'm looking downwards. But I saw those earrings and I was like, oh, these are so cute. I would totally buy them if I had my ears pierced. And then like I was going to not buy them, but I thought about it and I was like, why don't I just pierce my ears? You know, use this as a motivation. One of the best ways to motivate me is to be like, well, I've got to do it now because I've taken the first step in like another portion of it. So now I've got to do it. Yeah. Because, of course, even I need motivation and diligence to do... Well, actually, normally I subscribe to the concept of diligence for me doing things, but even I need motivation to do things sometimes. Because it's hard to sort of, like, find the right time for it, especially if something is, like, sort of vague and ambiguous, as I always say. That's why you need concrete goals. Concrete and quantifiable. So, and, like, I bought them, and I was just like... I don't even know if the shopkeeper would notice the fact I didn't have my ears pierced or anything, but maybe she thought I was buying in for a gift or something. But I was like, okay, I'm going to use this as motivation to get my ears pierced. And then I was just like thinking, now that got me actively thinking, being like, okay, what day is going to be the most convenient for me to pierce my ears? And I thought about the fact that I was like, okay, well, I've got a free day on my birthday, a free morning on my birthday. I would be busy in the evening and afternoon, because that's when I was going to meet up with my friends. We were going to do the pub quiz. I think I spoke about this. We won the pub quiz on my birthday, which was incredible fun. But yeah, so I was like, well, I got my entire morning free. What am I going to do? And I was thought about it, and I was like, well, what do I want to do? Something which I would want to do by myself. And the answer is always shopping. Something which I'm not that I would want to do by myself, but like I'd be fine doing by myself. Because a lot of like entertainment-based activities, I only really do with someone else. Like, do I watch a movie by myself? No, not really. I would watch it with someone else. Like go to cinemas. Would I go like play mini golf or like, I don't know, go out to like an sport activity or something by myself? No, but I would do it with a friend. So I was just like, I got to do something where I do by myself, and of course that is treating yourself, as I say. But going shopping, like I like to buy clothes, I like to look around and that sort of thing. Because I mean, I do like online shopping, don't get me wrong. It gives you a lot of access to loads of different types of clothes which you wouldn't have, well, things in general that you wouldn't have before, and delivery is a fantastic modern convenience. I forgot what I was going with this. Oh yeah, and the thing I was going to say about that is, but it's almost a shame that you don't get the experience of shopping in person, right? If you do it all online, because shopping in person has like a very sort of different feel to it, in my opinion. It's got a nice sort of vibe where you sort of go around, you try around things, you look in the mirror, you hold it up to yourself. Would I look good in this? And you're like, I'm not really sure, to be honest. Go to the changing room, try it on, and yeah, I don't know. It's a whole vibe. Is probably what I mean to say. It's almost a shame that we've lost it with the prevalence of online shopping. Not entirely. Like, it's still there. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like something I do all that commonly anymore. Used to be back in the day when I was younger. We'd go to the shopping centre and we'd like because the opticians I used to go to was in a shopping centre. I don't think it's there anymore. But we go in the shopping centre, and like afterwards we go around to the stores and, go around looking to buy stuff. Of course, at that sort of age, I was very much more interested in games, so video games, that is. So that was the majority of what I was like looking forward to purchase. But still, I would still, look into some stores here and there. Next, Primark, River Island, if I was feeling fancy. And yeah, I would say, I think my green nail polish has become very, very watery. I don't think it was always this watery. Let me give it a bit of a shake. I don't know if it will help all that much, but it might just not be mixed properly. Oh, that was a bit too much on this nail, but whatever. Yeah. So that's why I've sort of been like, what else am I going to do that day? And the answer was shopping. So I bought a decent amount of clothes. I really went in with a concept of like, I want to buy more simple clothes, not like set piece clothes where it's just like, oh, this is like the defining piece of this outfit. I want to buy things which sort of like everyday sort of go with everything. So I bought a lot of like really quite boring basic stuff, I suppose. But then, like, one big motivation as well, I was like, okay, I'm also going to look up a piercing studio which does walk-in piercings, because I was planning this, I think, the day before. I mean, I was on holiday for most of the days leading up to it. So I was like, let's try and find a place which does walk-in piercings, and I found one. And then I passed it the first time, like, on the way to, like, because I was going to do my shopping. No, was I going to do my shopping first? No, maybe I did it the other way around. I can't remember. Like, I passed it, and it was going to be like one of the first things I do. I can't remember if it was the first thing I did or not. I guess it must have been, because I don't think I was carrying my shopping around with me. And when I looked in, I was like, oh, this is a walk-in one. It's got pretty good reviews, all things considered. And when I looked in, and there was like so many people there, and I was like, oh god, it's going to take forever to get to me. So I was like, maybe I'll come back. So I walked out after a bit, like walked around, and then I was like, okay, I'll come back. It wasn't that much later, to be honest. And it was basically empty. And when I just walked in, and I just like, do you do like walk-ins? And they were like, yeah, just take a seat. There's like one person before you. And I was like, okay, that's not going to take too long. Fill in like a safety form. Oh god, what is happening with this nail polish. I think probably because I haven't used them in ages, they're probably all a little bit watery now. They might be a little bit old, to be fair. But yeah, like I filled in the form. There wasn't much to it. You know, like I was getting the most basic of all basic piercings, which, you know, I was definitely the only one there getting that basic a piercing, which I'm not saying as like a negative thing or anything. You got to get a first one at some point. But it was crazy because like I was like probably the oldest one there actually getting piercings. There was so many people. I mean, to be fair, it was on a work day, so maybe that's why. And I guess maybe school holidays were happening. I can't remember. But yeah, that actually makes a lot more sense now I think about it. But there was like some like other girls there who like getting piercings. I overheard one, she was like getting a belly piercing or something, and I was like, you look like you're like 14 to me. She's probably not. She's probably something like 18 or something. But in my mind, I was like, you look like you're 14. I can't believe you're getting a a belly piercing. And I don't mean that in like in a disparaging way, but I was like, man, like when I was 14, I didn't have that sort of willpower to go. Like I didn't even get my ears pierced. Imagine getting the willpower to go and like get your like navel pierced or something. I was, you know, it was anything. It was like respect. Anyway, so you fill in a form. If you're wondering about what happens when you get your ears pierced, and there's not really much to it. It's a thing that people obviously always say is definitely get your ears pierced at an actual piercing studio, one which actually has experience doing it, because you can, of course, what people do is go to Claire's and they use a piercing gun, but that is very prone to infection and often done by people who are not professionals at piercings. They just kind of work there, which I don't mean that in like any hate towards them, but like if you're gonna get something like this done, which is like obviously quite permanent, you'd rather do it you'd rather have like professionals who know what they're doing, who've done it like a million times before, such that it's routine, do it. No? Anyway, that's my sort of thought process. And, well, everyone else's, to be honest, because that was basically the recommended advice by literally everyone. So, yeah, you fill in a form just to sort of, like, make sure that, I guess it's safe to pierce you, and I don't really know what else. And then you just put down, like, what type of piercing you're getting, and then, like, you just sort of sit there and wait. And then, like, the actual piercing process itself was super, super quick. Oh, man, I painted that nail so badly. I went way over my nail. It's because I can't kind of see what's going on with this now. I need to, like, move my phone. Yeah, and you just sit down, at least I did on like so I'm just like concentrating now on this nail. This nail is so painted so poorly. Oh well, I'll clean it up afterwards. You just like sit down on a bed, and then, you know, the person who's piercing, she just like put one dot on each ear, like a rough like lobe center, and then she was like, all right, that looks about even to me, like, do you want to check it yourself? I looked in the mirror and I was like, that looks even to me. And then super quick, I couldn't even see what she was doing. You know me, 100% I would have watched exactly what she was doing if I could see it, but it looks like that she just got like a syringe sort of thing and like pierced it through as if like doing an injection. She like holds your lobe and something like that, and then like she gets like this like metal bar which to put through like a long, I forget what they're called, like gauge or something, ear gauge, and then cuts it off, and it's like, oh, there you go, boom, one done, and boom, the other done. And honestly, it was insanely quick. It was way faster than I imagined. I thought it would take like 15-20 minutes. It probably took less than like 3 minutes or something to do it. Like, it took longer for her to like draw the dots in the right place than it took to actually pierce ears, which makes sense, you know, measure twice, cut once, rather than the other way round. But it just sort of surprised me how quick it was. He just like walked in and like, sit down, that's it, bada bing, bada boom. How much did it cost me? It cost me £20, so £10 for each ear, which is cheaper than it said, because I swear it said like £40, but maybe I might have been like misremembering or something. Weirdly, that place only took cash. Is it a front for something? I don't think so. I think it just like, I don't know, I guess they don't like using cards or whatever, but I was like, £20 is not a big deal to me, so who cares? So I did that, and then it was done, and now it's been healing. It's been almost 3 weeks now, I suppose, since they've been pierced. They've not been affected. They've been a bit sore sometimes, like on the first week I was very, very careful, make sure to clean them, you know, with a saline solution, make sure that I basically never touch them. Right, something was very, very careful when I was like washing my hair to make sure it doesn't like brush against them or anything. And then like by week 2, once that was over, I was like, okay, they're not like the first week they bled a little bit because I accidentally punched one, and then I was like, oh no, it's bleeding. And one time when I was cleaning it, there was like, you know, there was blood, and I was like, oh, okay. But now it's been 2 weeks. I think it's basically healed over. It's still like kind of sore. Like I actually, like this morning, no joke, I was just sort of like playing around with my hair, and I felt like it tugged my earring, and then, like I was like, what's going on? One of my hairs got caught on like the back part of the earring, and I thought it was just like caught a little bit, so I just like unwind it and it's done. But like I don't know how it was wound on there, I don't know how it got stuck. So what I ended up doing was pulling out that hair and then like letting it get loose and like unwinding it that way, which is not obviously the most optimal way, I think, to do it, but like I didn't know what else to do. I didn't want to get it caught on there and like it actually damaged something, because like one time recently I was washing my hair, and like as I was sort of like whipping my hair around, it like got caught my earring and pulled my lobe, and I was like, ow. But I've done pretty well thus far. I've not been putting any pressure on it as well. I might be being overly precautious, but I'd rather, you know, have these 8 weeks of being really overly cautious, making sure this doesn't get affected or injured, and then the rest of like the time is fine because it like has healed over and scarred properly, so it doesn't, you know, cause me any pain or any discomfort. But I was doing that, and then like I put no pressure on it whatsoever. Like the headphones, even like I wear them like half on my ears just to make sure nothing's pushing down on them, and yeah, so hopefully they can heal nicely, and touch wood, they've been doing pretty well thus far, such that they've not been, well, injured in any way, to be honest. I haven't named the next episode of that's being uploaded tomorrow, right? So I'm gonna ignore myself speaking and then go do that afterwards. So I remind myself, so it's not uploaded with hashtags, because I will not be here in the evening tomorrow, probably. Well, I will, but it'll be late. Yeah, so how's this drying? How am I thinking about drying? We're getting there. It's actually, like, this one's actually dried a lot better than I expected. This one's got, like, a little bit of a whoopsie on it, but whatever. It happens. It doesn't need to be perfect. On that note, I guess I'll round this episode up here. So, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been there, darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now. Yeah, I don't know, good experience piercing my ears. There's not really much more to the story, so that's kind of it.